Right guys, so welcome to the FullStackSDET channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how can we use this get attribute method. So get attribute method is basically used for getting some of the attributes from the web element that we have in the HTML DOM, right? So let me take you to the HTML DOM, my demo website, to understand in a better way. So this is the HTML DOM you can see over here for this particular website, right? So let me try to inspect some of the elements. So this is the username field, right? So this is the highlighted portion. You can see this is the web element for this username, right? Responding to the username. So over here you can see input is a tag, type is an attribute, and this is a value. Again, class is an attribute, this is a value, data test is the attribute, this is the value, id is the attribute, this is the value, name is the attribute, username is the value, placeholder is the attribute, username is the value, right? So a get attribute, what it does is you can see now you can understand, right, or relate what attribute is. So this is attribute, type is attribute, class is attribute, data test is an attribute, id is an attribute, name is an attribute, placeholder is an attribute. So like this, if I go to some other web element, so you can see again, type is an attribute, this is type is an attribute, class is an attribute, right? So whatever you can see here in the you can orange color, right? So that is an attribute, and whatever you see in the blue, that is the value, right? So that's how you can remember it. So basically get attribute, what it does is it provides method to get the attribute value. If I just try to pass the XPath for this web element, and if I say get attribute type, then it will return as text, right? If I pass get attribute as class, then it will return as form input. If I pass get attribute as data test, it will get at the username. If I pass and get attribute as id, then it will get me as user dash name, right? So this is how it works. So let me try to implement this, right? So I'll say username. So get let me test it for username. I'll just comment that these two, right? Not required for now, just to keep the thing simple. So I'll say username dot get attribute. I'll say type, right? And we have the attribute as type. So what I'll do is I'll just cut this one from here and I'll just print it on the console. I'll say username dot get attribute is equal to type, and if I run this, then it should return me this type as equal to text. All right, so you can see it has returned me type is equal to text. So like this, let me try to get all the other attributes as well, right? So we have class. So let me give the class name. Then we have data dash test. Then we have id. Then we have name. Then we have placeholder, right? And then we have autocorrect. Let me select one more in autocorrect. So autocorrect. And if I run this, I should get all these values, right? Copy the, if I copy this complete element, right? And just place it here so that you can check it. I'll just comment it, otherwise it will not compile. All right, so now we are good to go. So let me quickly run this and see if it works fine. All right, so it has launched the browser, and now it should get all these attributes. So you can see we have got values at time. So let me minimize this portion. So we are getting this type is equal to as text, right? So we have type is equal to text, then we have class as form input, then we have data test as username, then we have id as username, and then we have placeholder as username, and autocorrect as off, right? So this is how it works actually. So any attribute you can just target to get their values, and if there is a validation you want to perform, then you can just perform that in the test case, right, using some like testng library methods, like using assert equals, and based on that you can just pass in the required actual and the expected values, and it will assert and it will result the uh, correct value, right? So this is how this get attribute works. So that's all in this video. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome to the FullStackSDET channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about like another Selenium method, that is get CSS value. So basically this method, what it does is like you get the CSS property of an element, right? So let me take you to the some of the element here. So you can see like let me inspect this username or the login field, right? So what happens is like on the right hand side, you will see on this style like a tab over here, and if I just expand a bit, so you can see all these like different styling attributes, which actually adds the look and feel of this particular web element. So you can see the background color is red, border is this much 2 pixels, solid color is hash shape. So right, so all these are called like various CSS properties, right? So we can handle all these things using get CSS value, right? And that is the method. So let's try to implement this. If I show you clearly, so this is for login button. So let me enable this. Now it's login dot get attribute, right? When you do that, you will be seeing the complete details of the documentation of this particular method, right? So basically it accepts as a string the CSS property that we want to fetch it at the runtime. So it gets the value of the given attribute of the web element. It will return the current value even if this has been modified after the page has been loaded, right? So more exactly, like this method will return the value of the property with the given name if it exists. If it does not, then the value of the attribute with the given name is returned. If neither exists, null is returned, right? So the style attribute is converted at best can be to a text representation with a trailing semicolon, right? So let's try to get some of the property here for the login button, right? So what I do is like I'll just go to this website over here. So firstly, what attribute? Let me try to get this background color, right? Just background color, and I'll just print it on the console, right? And if I just run it quickly to check what it is returning. So, all right, so it is returning null value here. So let me see if it is not matching here. So let's rerun it once more. And this time also it is returning null. So let's try with some other CSS property. Let's see if it is the same scenario there. Let's say border. Still it is returning as null here, but ideally it should not with attribute. Oh, sorry, it should say as CSS value. My bad. So that is why it was not returning. Now it should work fine. So this time it shouldn't give us real-time values. All right, so you can see like we got this background color in terms of like GVA values. Like you can already learn, go through this on some of the websites, right? What is this combination? Then we have this border. Let's try to get in some more CSS property here. So let me try to put it here. So we got this background color border. And now let us try to get some other values. Like, let me try to get color again. Oops. And then we have, I'll just get padding here. And then we have font size. All right. So you can get any CSS property value here. So you can see all these values. We got it here. So first one was background color. So you can see we are getting the correct. This is in the hack hexadecimal format, right? So that has been converted to RGBA format because color is represented here in terms of like RGB or RGBA format. So you can read about this on some of the websites, right? Then we have this border here, which is like 2 pixels solid RGB. Then we have padding 0 and 20 pixel, and then we have font sizes 15.4 pixel, right? Which is like giving the value from here, right? You can see the font size and the padding is 0 and then 20 pixel, right? So this is how it is working. So you can use this get CSS value method to get some of the properties or the any properties that you want to get it at the runtime to perform some kind of testing there. So you can make use of this get CSS value method, and based on that you can perform the testing. All right, so that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. All right, guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about like get size method. So basically in this method it's actually used to like get the size of the web element in terms of like width and height. So let us try to get the width and height for this username and password field. So I'll say username get size, and I'll just print it on the console. This actually returns as dimension. Username, sorry, this should be password, but get size. Net. So it should basically give me the size of this username and password. I close this. So it has given me the password and username field element size. So they both have like equal size, like width and height. Right. Let me try to get the size for some other element. Right. Just a second. If I go to this page, let me quickly run this to launch the browser. All right. So let me inspect this login button. Let me change the view. All right. And if I inspect this login button, let me use this ID here, and I'll say driver dot element and by dot IDS. This is for web element. Sorry, this is login button. So I'll say login video. Let me format it, and I'll just print the size of this login button to see the actual size of this login button. So let me quickly run this. Close. You can see the size has changed, right? So basically the size for, I mean the width and height for this login and password field is same, but for this login button it is different. Let me try with some other web element. So let me see if I can, let me see if I can get the size of this image, right? It says like image, let's say image from the XPath class is equal to this, and let's close it. And over here driver dot find element by dot XPath. We pass the complete XPath here, and I'll say web element bot image. Right? We'll just print the size. So, so, so I'll just copy this one, one sentence, and the statement. I'll pass it as port image here, and let me quickly run this. Already you can see it has run the browser. Let me close it. So you can see the image size. I got it as 346, and width and height is like 302. All right. So this is how you can work with the web element size and width if it is your requirement for your automation testing. So you can make use of this get size method, and you can easily like assert it. Okay. You can validate it in your test case. Right. So that's all in this video. See you in the next one with some other methods. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hi guys, welcome to the FullStackSDET channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about another method which is like a get tag name. So basically this method is used to like get the tag name of the given web element, right? So firstly, we are using like various locator strategies to identify the web element, and based on that web element, what we do is like, let's say we are trying to get the tag name for this name field, then we will pass the mm, method name as get tag name, and this is returning a string tag name value. So I'll say string tag name, and if I print this, it should give me the actual tag name for this username field, right? So let me see. It should actually return as input tag name, because that is the tag name for this input text. I mean the username field. All right, we got it correct. So similarly, let me try to get the tag name for other element as well. So I'll replace this with password over here, and say 1 second. And the password will get tag name. This should be pass tag name. Login button. This should tag this. If I run it, right, let me see their tag name. Before running the application, let me go to the website. So if I check the tag name for this username field, which is like input tag name, then we have password field, which is also having input tag name, and also the login button is also having tag name. So for all these three web element, that is username, password, and login button, so they should give me like login, sorry, input as the tag name. Yeah, that's correct. So this is how we actually get the tag name for any web element, right? And based on that, we perform some assertion, the validation in the automation testing. So that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.